Hello everyone, I'm Ricky Levon, author of the book Restoring the Fallen. In this video, I'm reading Lesson 1, which is broken into two sections. The first are the questions, which include biblical and personal, that is spread throughout the entire lesson. The second section is the Just a Thought, which gives a little more information on the topic from this chapter. Make sure to have some means to write or type your answers for this study. Remember that the entire book is available in paperback and Kindle at Amazon.com, as well as other several online bookstores, or even brick and mortar bookstores across the country. Plus, you can read this book for free. This chapter for free at www.lavari.com/restoring/freepreview.html, or click on the link in the description below. Thanks for your support and enjoy. Restoring the Fallen, Lesson 1, Strange Things. Question 1. Name the 4 kings of Judah and the one from Israel during Hosea's call to ministry. This is found in Hosea chapter 1, verse 1. Question 2. What did the Lord call Hosea to do, and what was his reasoning? This is found in Hosea chapter 1, verse 2. Question 3. God ordered Hosea to do something that was not only strange then, but now as well. If in Hosea's place, what would have been your reaction and response to God's call? Question 4. Just because God called Hosea to marry someone promiscuous does not give everyone the license to marry anyone who fulfill their carnal desires. Nor does it mean we can do great acts of strangeness in God's name without his approval. Read the scriptures below and explain how God controls a person's life. And the scriptures that we are referring to is Philippians chapter 2, verses 13 through 15, Jeremiah chapter 29, verses 11 through 14, Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 through 8, and Psalm chapter 25, verses 8 through 10. Question 5. Who did Hosea marry? This is found in Hosea chapter 1, verse 3. Question 6. What was the name of Hosea and Gomer's first child? This is found in Hosea chapter 1, verses 4 through 5. Question 7. What was the daughter's name? This is found in Hosea chapter 1, verse 6 through 7. Question 8. Give the third child's name. And this is found in Hosea chapter 1, verses 8 through 9. Question 9. Hosea's children's names were immediately identifiable with God speaking to the people. When people get to know you, what message from God do they see or experience? Question 10. The names given to the children were a message to God's people. This meant that they were walking sermons for God to the Israelites. What messages are needed for yourself, the city, the church, and country to help them change for the better? And the last question for this particular lesson, question 11. In spite of all this, what proclamation was put unto the people and their future? And this is found in Hosea chapter 1, verses 10 through 11. And now for just a thought. Go and marry a prostitute. Hearing those words must have been confusing and outlandish to Hosea, but there were times when God had an interesting request for his servants. He told Moses to inform a head of state to free his slaves. Noah was ordered to build a boat during a time of no rain. The Lord promised an elderly man named Abraham that children would come from him that will last generations. Hosea knew that God called previous patriarchs and prophets to a variety of jobs, but marrying a prostitute on purpose must have been an odd request. Gomer wasn't a reformed prostitute or someone trying to change her lifestyle. Instead, Hosea was to go and get someone in the business and then marry them. If left up to Hosea, he probably would have assumed he was hearing God incorrectly and not proceed with the act. God pushed him to complete this mission. Marrying Gomer wasn't about carnal pleasures or passion. Instead, it was about showing the people of Judah and Israel God's relationship with them. Hosea was the visual and real-life metaphor of God's love to an unfaithful nation. Hosea's message to Israel and Judah is not a requirement that God calls everyone to do. We cannot look at Hosea and assume that a similar mission applies. Purposely finding a spouse who is a street prostitute or a porn star is not the message that God wants us to learn from Hosea. There was a specific assignment given to Hosea to marry a particular person for a divine reason. When reading the rest of Hosea, marinate on the message God places on our hearts to tell others. Hosea's audience were his countrymen. For everyone studying this book, their audience can be self, family, friends, co-workers, church members, neighbors, or even those on the internet. Thanks again for your support. Make sure to pick up a copy of Restoring the Fallen for yourself. Thanks and be blessed.